Does it slide in and out?
No, it's
an adjustable one.
Yeah, I think the last one that was sitting there was my wife. Still too tight, is it?
She's a lot skinnier than me.
Now we
Some of the hassles of old cars.
Old school seatbelts.
There we go.
Ready to rock and roll?
Now I can just manually tighten it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't need it to be like a harness. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Awesome. This is cool.
Probably feel a little bit sort of strange without having a steering wheel in front of you.
Yeah, I know. I'm on the right hand side of the car here and there's no steering wheel. Welcome back everybody. Thank you for joining me on another adventure. As Mark boots it. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much for bringing me out today and sharing this awesome vehicle with me. My friend here, Mark, he's one of my work colleagues, has a 1969 Mach 1 Mustang. This is awesome. We were out in the hills today driving around and we've already had the drone up and got a couple of shots. Thank you for taking time out of your day to share this car with me.
My pleasure.
Fantastic. How long have you had this car?
I've had it 10 years now.
10 years?
Yeah, I bought the vehicle in 2012.
Okay, where did you get it from?
I bought it off eBay from the United States.
Okay, so you bought it on eBay. Was that was someone just doing like a direct sell or was it an auction?
This was an auction.
Okay.
Online auction.
So you were competing against others and you still managed to win the vehicle. That's cool.
Yeah, I actually had a work colleague. His dad did all the bidding for me. I sort of told him what my budget was. He had some contacts in America, and yeah, he put the winning bid in with 23 seconds to spare on the clock.
Okay, excellent. That's awesome. So this friend of yours, he is that something that he actually does as a business?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so
work colleague's father is an Adelaide-based guy, and he does it as a business.
Ah, he imports, because this was imported from the US, right?
Yeah.
Hence why it's a left-hand drive?
Yep.
Okay. So 10 years.
So yeah.
So, well, what's the history of the car then? Like, you obviously you bought this online. Was there much information about the car? Like, I guess some people would think it was kind of risky purchasing a car online because you've never seen it before.
There was probably a handful of photographs and a bit of a write-up on a little bit about it, but it is definitely a risk. You know, one that I was prepared to take. A good friend of mine's a panel beater.
Okay.
And he's going to spray paint the vehicle. Hopefully, at some point, with a bit of luck this year.
So
I was going to say, so if there's any sort of real issues with rust and anything like that, I knew I had someone that could fix it for me.
Okay. So if he's going to paint, so this car is silver. So I probably would have put like a little montage up already of this car, so you'll see that it's silver. Very similar actually to the car that John Wick drives around in the John Wick movies. So without the muscle stripes, obviously. But what colour is it going to be? You're going to keep the colour silver, or are you going to change the colour?
I'm going to go to a blue.
Yep.
I just really sort of like the blue with a bit of black sort of contrast in
Okay.
This car, when it originally left the showroom floor, was red.
Oh, right.
And I did sort of consider putting it back to the original colour, but I think the blue is just
like, and you'll be able to see that it's in pretty good shape. But yeah, it probably just needs a little bit of work done just to kind of tidy it up a little bit. And I can hear like the engine, there is a slight click as you're kind of driving along. You can hear a slight clicking noise. So the engine, is that like the original engine, or is there?
It's not the original engine. This is a 351 Windsor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not original. It's has a slight exhaust leak in it, which is probably what you can hear. So the idea is when the vehicle gets painted, I'll pull the engine out at the same time.
Okay.
And just give the whole engine a bit of a tidy up and a bit of a birthday.
And hammer out some of those kinks, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. All right. It still goes really well.
Yeah, it's a good strong engine. Like I said, it just needs a little bit of a tidy up. Nothing sort of too serious.
So the Windsor engine, do you happen to know what is that? It's still a Ford engine, isn't it?
Still a Ford engine.
Yeah.
It's just a smaller, probably a slightly smaller block to the Clevelands.
Okay.
But it's still a 351, so they generally sort of fit in better into smaller vehicles.
Yep.
You know, obviously the engine bay, but when the Mustang has a huge engine bay, you can put a 428 in it, no problem. You know, so that's a big block.
Yep. Yeah, so this is actually the second car that I've tried to make a video about, and the first car actually was my cousin's car, and I spent one day with him driving through the Blue Mountains, and it was a fantastic day. It was actually my birthday. I pretty much celebrate my birthday the same time Mustang celebrates its birthday. I mean, Mustang's birthday is the 17th of April, my birthday is the 18th of April, but obviously we're in Australia, so while they're partying hard back at the Ford factory in the US, I'm partying hard over here in Australia. So yeah, I kind of get to celebrate my birthday with Mustang, which I think is pretty cool.
Nice.
And my cousin took me to a Mustang car meet, and I kind of walked around and I was trying to film that, but I was too embarrassed, like walking around with a camera, and I didn't really want to interview anybody, and it actually would have made a great video, but I just didn't have that confidence yet making videos. So but yeah, and then I tried to make a video about his car, which is a Mustang, and but he's got a 2020 model Mustang, and it just didn't work out. I didn't allow myself enough time to kind of get the video shots that I need. Oh, here, Buddha passed here. So this is actually the third day that Mark has been out with me to try and make a video about his car, and there was a speed camera on the road. Now Mark's car still has the old mileage gauge, so it measures his speed in miles per hour rather than kilometers per hour, and I saw a speed camera and I told him, look, there's a speed camera there, just be careful. So, you know, he was monitoring his speed, trying to estimate how fast he was going, and it was all good. But then as we were making the return trip about half an hour later, he estimated his speed wrong and he ended up getting a speeding fine. So yeah, I offered to pay for the fine, but he insisted, I insisted, and then he insisted again. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, so we've been out 3 times trying to make a video about this car. There's so much more work involved than you might think. You really have to appreciate the guys that have fantastic videos on YouTube showcasing cars. Obviously it comes with experience, and you know, that might be something I pick up along the way, but Mark's been an absolute champion coming out here with me and making this video, so I really appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure, and I've really enjoyed it. You know, hopefully the end results, you know.
Yeah, hopefully we can turn it into something, or hopefully I can turn it into something worthwhile. But yeah, so going back to the car, so you've had it for 10 years, you bought it off eBay, and the guy that helped you with the auction, did he help you importing it back into the country?
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, so he had some contacts in America. The vehicle, as I said, was bought
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You know,
Yeah.
because they obviously put salt on the roads for the northern the northern states. But he got the vehicle transported up to New Jersey.
Yep.
With his contacts in America.
Yep.
And they did all the shipping for me. So the day I actually bought the vehicle, I think was middle of June.
Okay.
I didn't actually see the vehicle for 3 months.
Okay.
So that was the journey it took. Left New Jersey, went across the Atlantic, through the Mediterranean, in through the Suez Canal.
Oh, right.
Stopped in at Singapore on the way through, and then down the west coast. And so I suppose the privilege of
big trip.
this friend of mine's father sort of doing it all for me, all the costs associated with government fees and charges, stamp duties, import. I think I was sort of estimated to be around about $5,000
for all the import taxes and the shipping and everything.
Yeah, and for him obviously to do his part and the people involved.
Okay. $5,000 is actually a lot better. That was 10 years ago though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's actually a bit cheaper than I thought. So, alright, personal question, if you don't mind answering.
Sure.
All up, how much did the car and importing it into Australia and taxes and stuff, how much do you reckon that cost you all up?
So basically back in the day when I bought it, our dollar was stronger than the US dollar.
Okay.
So the vehicle cost me 14,000 US, which basically, I suppose, converted that into Australian dollars was roughly dollar for dollar.
Okay.
Add the 5,000 with all the associated costs, and then for me to get it over the pits, I had to do sort of certain things, nothing sort of over the top.
Yeah.
Probably another $1,000 all up. So I was actually driving the vehicle, licensed for $20,000.
20 grand.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Wow, I wish I'd bought a Mustang like this 10 years ago. That would what a great time to buy.
I just had, I fell in love with these vehicles back in the late 80s.
Yep.
An opportunity arose.
Yep.
And, I jumped at the chance in like I said, in 2012. So,
I would imagine right now, without even doing any work to the car at all, someone would snatch this off your hand for probably double what you paid for it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, easy.
I think you're probably maybe a little bit light on. I would say it's probably in excess of 50 plus.
Okay. So I noticed while I was getting a couple of the drone shots, I was trying to use the drone, because I essentially just have GoPros and I have my drone and my mobile phone. They're the only cameras I have at this point in time. So I noticed while I had the drone out and I was trying to get some kind of flyby shots of the car that some of the panels seem a little bit out of place. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I think what's happened is someone, my guess is this was probably a barn find, find in the States.
Yep.
And someone's basically sort of slapped a bit of paint on it, did a little bit to it, and sort of tried to make a quick sale. And obviously in doing that, they've probably pulled panels off and they haven't just been put back on.
Okay.
With all the lines looking sort of, running sort of smooth and smart top thing. So once the car obviously gets painted, that'll all be rectified.
Yeah, because you said your friend's a panel beater, so he'll make sure that it's all put back together and it's all looking schmick.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, it's going to be really interesting to see this vehicle, 6 months, 12 months, maybe 18 months down the road, and see, how much it's changed. Are these changes that are going to be made in the next 6, 12, maybe 18 months? Or?
Well, that's my plan. Is I'm sort of hoping to sort of take it off the road, sort of sometime this year, possibly just after the winter months, So I would expect that hopefully sort of this time next year. Yep. We're certainly back on the road and driving it in its new sort of format.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I really look forward to seeing that. Do you think that's something I could maybe do? Maybe come back and make a video about the car once the paint job's been done, so everyone can see the difference. Yeah, no, I'd be more than sort of happy to get you back out and do something similar. Well, thank you, Mark, and thank you everybody for following along. I really appreciate that. It's been an awesome day. I really enjoyed coming out here and filming your car with you today. It was a great adventure. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.